So there is no downtime from the cloud side or from the any cloud provider side. Okay, we can easily upgrade this machine to multiple sizes or multiple compute powers. Okay, we can easily upgrade to the 320 GB, 364 GB, or choice is your. You can upgrade it as per your requirement. Okay, and one more thing is that, yeah, this is the scenario of the virtualization. A big server on the base operating system like Windows and Linux on the VMware, or you can use multiple host OS over there. Okay, so cloud computing. Cloud computing is an on-demand availability and delivery services over the internet, from application to storage, and processing power on the pay-as-you-go basis. Pay-as-you-go basis means you don't need to buy a complete server for use. You can only pay as you use this. Okay, if I use this server for 1 hour, I have to pay only for the 1 hour. If you use this machine for 2 hours, you have to pay only for the 2 hours for the compute. You don't need to uh, expend the capex value on that. Okay, so this is the advantage of cloud computing. The startup companies definitely move to the cloud computing because on premises data center want the capex value and also the opex value for the operational cost, operational expense. Okay, in the cloud computing we can run a server 5 rupees per hour, 10 rupees per hour, or as cheap as. Okay, the advantages of cloud: productivity anywhere, you can access it from anywhere. Offsite data storage, you can store anything on it or in the blob storage. Azure have the blob storage option, so you can store anything on it. No IT maintenance cost, means the maintenance cost is the hardware expiry or the uh, maintenance cost like the power supply, the AC cooler, the AC coolings, these things. So we no need to maintenance these things. Disaster resistant, it will replicate your data through the multiple uh, regions or multiple availability zones. So you can recover your data from these replica. It's always up. There is no downtime. There is 99% up from the cloud side. Please mute your mics. Okay, good. So there are three deployment model into the cloud deployment, three deployment cloud model. One is IaaS, second is PaaS, and third one is SaaS. In the legacy IT or the on-premises IT data center, we need to manage all the things like that: application, security, databases, operating systems. We have to manage all the things which I have listed here: application, security, database, operating system, virtualization, servers and storage, networks and data center. These are all the things managed by a IT person, managed by the IT team. Every IT team has a different, like web team is also different, VMware IT team is also different, server IT team is also different, networking team is also different. Okay, so we have to manage a complete IT team on each and every services. In the infrastructure as a service, in the infra we can deploy three types of cloud deployment model. We can deploy our application by the three types, like IaaS or the PaaS or SaaS. So in IaaS, we no need to manage these things. We no need to manage the virtualization, the server, the storage, the networking, the data centers. These are the things managed by the provider like AWS, Azure, and GCP, or the other cloud platform provider. Only you have to manage these things. You have to manage your application, you have to manage your securities, you have to manage your databases, and you also have to manage your operating system or the OS. In platform as a service, We only need to manage our application. Okay, we simply deploy a code on it and we can easily go through it. We no need to manage these things. Provider will manage that things. Okay, in software as a service, we no need to manage the application security databases OS, or we no need to manage anything here. Only we just simply sign up over here and we can use it. Google Drive is an option as a software as a service. Netflix is an option of example of a software as a service. YouTube is an example of software as a service. So you can simply sign up and use it. So the history of the Microsoft Cloud, it is announced in 2008. Azure comes in 2006, and it's really Microsoft Azure announced in 2008, released in 2010, named as Windows Azure. After a few times, it's renamed to the Microsoft Azure in 2014, March 25. It's offer more than 600 plus services. Data center available in 60 plus countries, means 60 plus regions available. Regions is denoted by a country. So minimum 3 availability zone in every region, minimum 3 or maximum 6 availability zone in a region or in a country. There are multiple location in India as well. Like there are 3 to 4 availability zone in India. One is Mumbai, second one is Hyderabad, and the third one is upcoming Delhi or another. So maybe uh, like that. I'm right here the availability zone name. Asia Mumbai one. Sorry, India one and Asia India two. So these are the changes between for every users. Maybe the one number is for me is 2, or for you is 2 number is 3. So these are the hidden by from the cloud provider, so no one can launch their machine at a single location. Okay, so these are the different for every users. For not for every user, every second or the third user, these are all are the different. Okay, so for the Microsoft use Hyper-V customized version to provide the virtualization service. It hypervisor is a tool to provide the virtualization like VMware. Same as the tool name is hypervisor, which is provided by and founded by the Microsoft, designed by the Microsoft, and it's provide virtualization technology, virtualization services. So we can easily create our servers on the cloud. Azure has two portal. One is Classic and second is ARM. ARM means the Azure Resource Manager. Classic portal is retired on 8th January 2018. Let's come to the subscription types. Okay, and sign up. Let me sign up on the Microsoft Azure account. How to get these $200 over the Microsoft Azure? So in last uh, in last session, I am unable to explain that because I have already a Microsoft account. In this session, I can explain how to get this $200 and how to activate that. Okay, so let's sign up on a free trial subscription because I already use my free trial subscription in another account. Let me create a free trial subscription for one more account. So let me sign in. Let's go through the incognito tab. First, let me go to the portal like portal.azure.com. So this is the portal. Now we need to create a Microsoft account over here. I am going to create account. Sorry, .com. If it is not available, then click on this, get a new Microsoft account. Yes. So it will create a Microsoft account for me. It will also work with the Gmail account or any mail ID account. It will work. Okay, so let me create a password for it. Uh, Let me verify the code. Sometime it will take time. I still not received any mail from the Microsoft. Yes, just received now, and let me verify. Okay, I need to resolve a puzzle for it. Let me pick the bread. Bread is here. Okay, done. First option is done. Let me. Second option is there. Where is the bread? I think that one. All the two options are done from my side. Okay. So how to activate your free trial account? Okay. So you must be have a credit card for the deduction. Let me arrange the credit card over here. Yeah, found it. And maybe later. Yes, you can click on the this button, start button. Yes, start with Azure free trial. So once you click on that, you need to sign up on that. If you have already account, it will redirect to your subscription part. So let me enter some details. Text. So I need to verify my mobile number 7617. Yes, verify. Yeah, verified. I need to agree these things and click on the next. So it will take some time. Yes. Now we need to provide a credit card or debit card over here. So let me verify it, then I will share. Okay. So now I'm post here and let me enter the details. Yeah, it will take some OTP and the amount deduction 2 rupees only. The OTP is so after the transaction is completed, you can see I have $200 in my account, so I can use it for the learning purposes, for the labs, and for it's free for 12 months. Okay. Simply click on the sign up. Yes, you can submit these things, your feedback. Yeah. So after confirming your information, it will redirect to your page. You are not eligible for an Azure free account. Okay, let me try another because I already used these things. Let me try with another card. Okay. Okay. So let's left this part. Okay. If we, I already used the free trial subscription, you can sign up as here as I showed you in this session. Okay. Yeah. If you are eligible, you can directly redirect with the Azure Azure free trial. So now I am going to sign up with pay as you go pricing. Click on that and next. It's asking me the PAN ID. Let me fill it. So you can see as it Azure redirect me to the resources portal or on the ARM portal. So you can see the dashboard over here in the on my screen. So I can attach or customize my dashboard as per my requirement. If I want to see or if I want to monitor my resources over here, so I can also attach over here. And on the left side you will find all the services here, click on the all services or click on the all resources. In all resources, you can find your all resources which is already deployed or you want to deploy. In resource group is a group of resource. So you can create, it is mandatory to create a resource into a resource group. It is mandatory. Whenever you create a resource, you need a resource group and it will automatically created in the resource group. If I am trying to create a machine, so it will be deployed in a resource group. Resource groups is must for every resource. Understand? So now I am using pay as you go subscription because uh, I already take the free trial subscription on my card, so I'm not eligible for the free trial subscription. That's why I use pay as you go subscription over here. And there are more subscription agreement here, so you can see the subscription types on the portal. By going through this, you can find all the subscription over here. So you can find all your subscription here. Now I am in my pay as you go subscription over here. I can add another subscription over here. So free trial Azure for students and all other, click on the all others. So these are multiple subscription you can select as per your eligibility or as per your requirement or as per your client requirement. So you can select multiple subscription over here like pay as you go, dev, test, sponsorships, professional direct support, Visual Studio subscription also here. And one more thing, in the enterprise agreement subscription, it is more discount. uh, it's have the more discount over the pay as you go pay as you go subscription. You can create and manage multiple Azure subscription through the EA portal. It's you can also assign the limits over the test subscription or the dev subscription. That means uh, only the subscription account use only the $1,000 resources or the $100 resources, and you can also terminate these model anytime. In the EA subscription, you have like a tenant account or the company account. In tenant account, you can create multiple subscription for the developer team, for the testing team, and for the delivery team or the production team. So yeah, so they can create a multiple resources group over here for their testing. These are called the resource group where all our resources are deployed. And you can switch from pay as you go subscription to any as per your requirement, like Visual Studio MSDN or Visual Studio Enterprises. So for switch the subscription, you need to go to the Azure portal and switch offer on the top page. Okay, so we can do it later. For resources pricing, resource pricing, you can paste this link over. Just simply click on that and you will find your all pricing over here. Let me back it. Yes. So I'm sharing a updated link with you that you can check your resources price over there. Okay, let me update. I will update my documents. Okay, and all the things are already done from my side. For talking for the dashboard, you can see all the services on the left side. Or if you want to search a document, search a service, or search resources, or search anything in the Azure, you can search here over the search bar. For the Cloud Shell, it's a cloud shell. It's you can run your PowerShell script over here. You can deploy your resources over here through the cloud shell, or you manage the resources from here. You can create, delete, and manage from this. You can select the directories and subscription over here. If you have any alarms or any notification over there, so you will get notified from here. To go into the setting, you can go with this. And for if you need any help or the feedback, so you can fill it here, or this is for the feedback. This is your account, and now I am in my default directory. If you want to change the directory, you can simply click to the switch directory. Okay, so this is your Azure panel. Let's go to the dashboard. Okay, if I want to create another dashboard, if I want to create a custom dashboard for me, where all the resources are sourced as per my requirement. Okay, so I can create it here. I can refresh it here, full screen, or I can also edit my uh, dashboard over here. If I want to delete these things, click on that. If I want to delete these things, so I can delete this all resources. If I create any machines or any resources here, it will show up here. Okay, and also I can use the metric chart, resources group, clock. I can add clock over here like that. I can select user group or organization identity, all the things, security metric, resources groups, or anything. I can select it from the gadgets or the tile gallery. Okay, so let's save this dashboard. The dashboard is now saved. Okay, and let's go to the resource. Let's try to create a resource over here. Okay, so first, if I don't know where is my virtual machine, or where is my instance, or where my servers, so I can easily write up here in the search bar like Windows machine. So I can find virtual machine over here. Simply click on that. So you can find all the virtual machines over here, or you can simply navigate through this all resources. Click on the all resources, or you can click on the all services. Now I am going to the all services. These are the all services or the featured services in top. If I am going to the all services, then click on that, so I can find all the services over here. General, these are the services for the compute. These are the services for the compute power. And for the networking, there are CDN, load balancer, DDoS, route filters, traffic manager, firewalls. For the storage option, there are storage accounts, blob storage, data box, gateway, Azure Stack Edge. Here for the web services, you can find your web services over here in the web category for the mobiles, containers. And for the databases, you can find your all databases over here for the SQL, MySQL, MariaDB, any databases over here. Okay, and for the analytics for the blockchain, there are different categories according to the services. So let me go into the virtual machine to create an instance over here, or to create a virtual machine. Okay, click on the create for create a machine. First, click on the virtual machine. Yes, I'm going to create a virtual machine. So first we need to select the subscription which you want to deploy the machine into a subscription. Then it is required that all resources will be in a resource group. So I need to create here a resource group. There is no item available in my existing resource group, so I need to create it here. Click on the create new. Now I am going to create a resource group, my web servers. Yes, okay. Now the machine name is, I need to enter the machine name, my first web server. I can declare the region over here, and I can select the region here, Asia Pacific, Central India, East Asia, or I can select as per my availability. Okay, so let's select Central India over here. Availability options, availability zone, virtual machine, skill set. We are left these things by default. Okay, no redundancy is required for me. If the redundancy is required, then we select availability zone or the skill set. So currently I'm select the no infrastructure redundancy required. Security type standard. Here we need to select OS. Like if I want to launch a Windows machine, then I need to select the Windows machine. If I want to select the Ubuntu version or the Linux machine, I can select it. If I want to select the uh, Red Hat version, so I can select it. If I want to launch the CentOS, then I can select it. Okay, so let me select the Windows Server 2019. Okay, so this image is available in the Central India. It is ready to launch. Okay, if there is any error, so you can see it here, the machine is not available right now, or you can launch it in another region. Okay, Azure Spot instance, let's untick this. I don't want the Azure Spot instance. And for the billing or the size, so let me select the things. These are the category defined by the size or their compute power or the CPU powers. Okay, so I selected here 4 GB RAM and one virtual CPU. The name is standard DS1V2. Okay, let me select this. It's also depend on the price or the compute power. Let me select this, and for the username I created here username Cloud Akshay, and let me enter the username here and password. For all the things we left as default, we will learn deeply in the upcoming sessions or in the upcoming videos. Okay, if you have licensed, if you have already a Azure license, so you can tick this and you can save up to 49%. You no need to uh, you no need to pay for the license costing. So this machine included the license costing in the 6,837 per month. It will include the license costing. If you have already the Windows Server license, you can save up to 49% by clicking this and enter your license number or the license code. Next, for the disk, for the disk, there are three options in OS disk type: premium SSD, standard SSD, or the standard HDD. Basically, by default, we get premium SSD for our Windows Server, for our virtual machines. So let's select as default premium SSD. Encryption type, if we want to if we want a encryption over my disk or over my volume, so we can use the encryption key over here. Okay, let's select as default. If you want to attach another disk or if you want to attach a external disk or a existing disk, you can attach it here. We will do the things in the upcoming session, how to attach the disk and how to reattach the disk, how to resize the disk, and how to resize the virtual machine, upgrade and downgrade also without downtime. Okay, so click on the advanced. AWS recommends that you have to use the managed disk. Okay, if you untick this, so Gen 2 VMs require managed disk. Update VM generation settings into the advanced tab. So sometimes it is mandatory for the VMs to use the managed disk. So let's take set as default. Click on the next, networking. Whenever you create a virtual machine, by default a virtual network is created. Okay, so the name tag name is also same as my virtual machine, as I created in uh, create for my virtual machine. My web server vnet is also created. My web server vnet is created. Subnet, I can use custom subnets or I can create multiple subnet over here. I need to create whenever I use by default or the custom subnets. Okay, public IP, whenever you create a machine you need a public IP by default. Okay, you can create you can connect it through the VPN or you can connect it through the internal networks. Okay, if you want to secure the things, or if you want to secure your machine, you can deploy it without public IP, or you can connect it via private IP through a publicly accessed machine. All the things are we set as default. RDP, inbound protocol. RDP is a protocol created by the Microsoft. The port number is RDP is 3389, which is used to create a session between your virtual machine and user. If I disallow this rule, I am unable to connect with my machine. Okay, this scenario we will see in the live in today's session. Click on the next, management. Okay, enable basic plan for free. Let's all the things rest we left as default. Click on the extension. If you have a custom extension or if you want to install a extension over here, so you can select here to install an extension like yml or .axt.any. So you can use this option for select extension, or you can also VM application over here to install the files, or you can also use a custom data or the custom PowerShell scripts or the custom script over here. So at the time of launching a machine, you will get your all the data and all the requirement or all the pre-installation it over here. So you can define it here by using a script or by a configuration file. Next, for the tags, like I use a different type of tags over here. It will apply to the 12 resources. Here you can see it will by default apply to the 12 resources over here, like I am using here. Who created this machine? Created by Akshay. Okay, it's a combination of key pair value, like I use key and the value. Okay, it's a combination of key value. We can use multiple tags to remember the things, who created this, at what time created, and created by this company. Like I'm right here, company Cloud Akshay. Okay, I can use multiple tags. Let's click next and review. It will take 2 to 4 minutes to completely launch this machine, and you can see the pricing is here 9.3 Indian rupees per hour. It's applied to the this machine standard DS1 V2 by Microsoft. Okay, so let's click on click. Let's review the things and create. It is in initializing state. Anyone have any confusion? You can ask it me for anything. Anyone have any confusion over it? So you can see all the deployments in process. Now you can see the deployment is completed. Now go to the resource here. And you can see my web server is not ready. Let me refresh the things. So the machine status is not ready. Let's wait for 1 or 2 minutes more for ready. Let's refresh this. Okay, all the things are created. Let's connect with this machine with the public IP. You can find it over here, yeah, or you can go through directly with that. Like click on the home. In home, you will find your all resources and machines. So click on the my first web server and copy this IP, paste it into the RDP tool, remote desktop protocol, paste here, click on the connect. Now I need to enter my username and the password. Click yes. Yeah, you can see the machine is properly working, same as it is uh, which we was using in the private cloud. You cannot ready a machine within 2 or 4 minutes in a private cloud, but we can do the same things in within 2 minutes in the public cloud. Understand? Okay, so let me explore the security group over here. What its benefit over here? Okay, so if I go through the security group, let me go through the security group. Networking, click on the networking. Okay, so here you can see this is kind of a firewall. This is kind of your virtual firewall applied to your virtual machine, applied to your server. So if I disable this rule, this is for the RDP. If I disable this rule, I am not able to connect with my machine. Let me try it. Click on this and let me delete. I delete this rule. Okay, let me refresh the machine or refresh the page. You can see all your notification over here. Deleted security rule successfully. Okay, and let's go back to your machine, my web server. Click refresh, and in RDP you are unable to connect with that machine. Okay, I already connected with that, but it's disconnect with few minutes, within few minutes. Let me disconnect this and connect it with again RDP connect. So you can see I am unable to connect with that machine if I denied the rule 3389 or the RDP. Okay, so let's go back to the networking. Click on the networking. In networking, add inbound rule. Resources any, you can define a particular IP over here, or you can define your IP addresses, your client IP addresses, your service tags, or your application security groups. So I'm used for testing purposes, so I used any over here, port range any, port range star any, and the destination port is 3389. Okay, uh, that's, you can give the port name services, or you can find into the services the same port protocol. You can define the port name RDP and add. Let's wait for the create rule. Yeah, rule is now created. Now try to connect with that machine. Yes, you can see I am able to connect with my machine. Understand? Clear now? Hello, Sandeep, is it clear? Hello, Sandeep, I am unable to hear you. Okay, let me move forward. Yes, clear. Done. Thank you. Okay. So in the disk, we can use multiple option over here on the left side. We can click on the connect button through the RDP, through the SSH, or we can download the RDP file. If you have Linux server, SSH is mandatory for the Linux server. Okay. For the command is here over here. We can use it for the Linux servers, but in Windows SSH is not working. Okay. For the disk, you can attach multiple disk, or you can see your attached disk here, or you can create a disk. Let's try to attach the disk here. So I'm going to attach the disk, like disk name my data, and 4 GB I'm going to attach. I'm going to attach 10 GB disk. Okay, and yes, Give me a minute. Let's save this, and my data 10 GB. Let's save this. So you will find the 10 GB is attached to your machine. Once you refresh the things, fail to create my data error, request timeout, diagnostic information, timestamp, tracking ID, this. So I am unable to create right now. Let me try it once more. Save the things again. Yeah. So disk is successfully created, and let's see it is attached or not. Yeah. So updated on the virtual machine. Let's refresh this page and go to the overview. Okay. Let's connect this machine. Let's refresh the machine and go to the this PC or the file manager. In this PC, you will find your disk spaces over here. If you are not able to find that, you need to go into the computer management. In computer management, you need to select the disk, manage disk option, disk management option, and in disk management you will find your attached disk. We need to select a partition type over here. Let's select GPT for the 10 GB, and let's create a new simple volume over here, and you will see we have successfully attached our 10 GB storage over here. Okay. We can deattach this thing, we can resize this thing, we can also attach this disk to another disk. Okay, and we can also use the existing disk. If I have already a existing disk, we can attach it over here. Okay, now it's clear. Sandeep, is it clear from your side? Yes, thank you. Okay, so in upcoming session we will see how to manage our machines, how to manage our virtual machines, and how to manage all the things related to the disk size, security, networking, and all the things. Okay, 4 to 5 sessions only on the virtual machines. Okay, so we can learn more about the virtual machines over the Microsoft Azure cloud. Okay, so let's meet into the upcoming sessions. Goodbye, take care, and do share and subscribe Cloud Akshay channel. Okay, thank you all.